Good. Okay, great. Thanks for coming to class today. I'm excited for you guys to be here. Got a lot to talk about. So I've done this now 2 years. This is my third year doing this Entrepreneurship lecture series. And this one is going to be completely different. I said to myself, let's not talk about me. We know enough about Brigham. That's a good intro. I'm going to give you guys in one class all the skills you need to start an online business. One class. Okay? So get your notes ready. We're going to go fast. I got a ton to talk about today. Yep, he's pulling his notes out. He's ready. Before I do, though, I'm going to give a shameless, non-humble, bragging plug for my class, Entrepreneurship 490R. I teach here at the Marriott School. I live in Arizona. I fly up every week for this class to teach. I don't do it for the money. BYU, church donations, they don't pay great. But it's awesome. And I love teaching up here, and it's been a lot of fun. And I do it because it's a cool experience. It's a lot of fun to be teaching here at BYU. And so if you guys are interested, in the fall, come to Entrepreneurship 490R. Look for my name. I teach a class. It's cool. It's called How to Start a Six-Figure Income for $3,000 or Less. Who wants to do something like that? Say aye. Yeah. That's the goal. That's the goal. $3,000 or less and you can start a six-figure income. I've done it 4 times now. 4 businesses, all started for $3,000 or less. All of them do at least 6 figures. And it's a great life. I work 30 hours a week. I travel the world. I'm probably gone like 5 months of the year traveling. I'm on a flight every week right now, but at least every other week. Just some new country, new place, just doing cool stuff. And I just kind of throw in work as I go. And I have systems, right? So I have people that manage things for me, and I have created and developed systems that make that all possible. If you'd like to learn that kind of lifestyle, because the whole, grandpa is like put in the hard work with the shoulder to the wheel kind of thing, like that might have worked in the old days, but there's a new way to work today and a new way to live that's amazing. And this lifestyle is awesome. So my shameless plug is come to my class, learn everything you can about digital entrepreneurship, and enjoy a very different life than your parents lived. This is class feedback. Best entrepreneurship class. Again, humble brag, right? I have taken at BYU and this is my major. Felt that this was extremely relevant to my passions to start a business. The student was not paid for this review. Cool. Let's get started. So, that's kind of, we already said that. I don't really want to go too much into my life. If you have questions, you can ask me later. I always start every class with a spiritual thought. So let's get started with this. You know what? We're going to skip through this. I have so much to get through. There's this verse in the Bible, and it gets me a lot. And it says, this guy, he's a nice guy, right? And he goes up to Jesus, and he says, "Good master, what do I need to do to get to heaven?" And Jesus, who, you think like, hey, this guy's got an honest question, right? Good master, what do I do to get to heaven? You think he's going to answer this question, but instead he just reproves him. He castigates him for calling him good. He's like, why are you calling me good? The only one good is God in heaven, right? And so we learn from this. We're like, okay, this is kind of weird. I don't understand why Jesus would say something like this, but it has. I want to kind of rush this, so bear with me. But it has to do with the way things are said and maybe his intentions of his heart, right? And you can ask yourself that, like, why would he say that? Maybe it was just the time, like people say during the old Jerusalem time, like, hey, good master. It's just like a sign of respect. And Jesus is like, wait a minute, we don't just do things because other people are doing it, just because culture says it's right. We do things because it's the right thing to do. So, let's look at this. If this is you, if you've ever said this prayer, say aye. You can almost quote it, Heavenly Father, thank you for this day, thank you for this church and for everything, and then bless this food and nourish and strengthen our bodies, amen. It happens all the time. And if faith is something that is a requisite to have power to change things in our lives, I'm going to ask this. How many of you, when you ask this prayer, actually have faith that it's actually going to do something to your food? Say aye. I'm in the same boat. I used to live in Thailand. I spent about 9 months in Thailand. I was in this city, and I was going up, and right outside of my house was this shack. And this guy was washing his hands and he was beating the chicken, like raw chicken. He was like washing his hands. And I said, hey, how many of you served in Thailand? Anyone served in Thailand? No one. I love this food. It's called papaya salad. Somtom's the name of it in Thai. And so I was like, hey, can you make me some somtom? He goes, yes, 1 second. So he goes around back. He finds this bowl filled with water, cuts a lemon open, squeezes the lemon on his hand, washes it a little bit, and then he goes and makes my food. That time when I prayed with faith, that's like the one time that happened. But other than that, I don't know how much faith I actually have that actually changes something. So I'm dating a girl right now, and she's not a member. And we went to church 2 weeks ago. And this was her first time to church, and this is what people said. I know the church is true. She heard it like 4 times. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, like, how many of you have said this? Say aye if you've said this in a church meeting before, in a testimony meeting. Yeah, I say it too, and to my head, I'm like, this like, it's just something you say, right? Kind of like the good master thing. It's just something that you say because you hear everybody else say it, but what does that even mean? I know the church is true. Like, can somebody define truth for me, please? Somebody define truth. Yes, in the back.
Like information that's unchanging.
Okay, so non-changing information. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
But yeah, that's basically any type of information. Usually it's relevant like through eternity, not just now.
Okay, scriptures before, yesterday, tomorrow, and today is all the same. That's truth, right? That's a good definition of truth. Any other definitions of truth? Well, let me ask you this. If you say, hey, this is the true church on the earth, does that by definition mean that nothing else true will happen in the church? If you believe that, say aye. Okay, good. So you think that other things could come that are true. Does that mean that other churches are not true? How many of you, if you resonate with that statement, if I said to you, I know also that church, fill in the blank, is true, would that resonate with you? Or does that feel like kind of, I don't know. So what is this? What do we actually mean by this? What do we mean by when we say, I know the church is true? What are we talking about here? Yes?
I feel like it has more to do with authority. I know that it's truly appointed of God is the way that I would finish the sentence. I just feel like people cut it off too early.
South African?
Australia.
Get those two mixed up. So he says, yes, I think the authority comes from God. So in the church has authority. The church authority comes from God, therefore that's truth. What else? What else? Come on, what are we talking about here? You guys all said it, so what are you talking about? Yes, you.
That's the only church that's the Church of Jesus Christ.
Okay, Christ Church, but there's other churches that believe in Jesus Christ.
Not the only one that believes in Jesus Christ, but the one that is led by Jesus Christ.
Led by Jesus Christ. So do you believe no inspiration comes out of churches? That's a tough one.
I mean, you don't have a prophet who's inspired by Jesus Christ. It doesn't mean other people aren't inspired somewhere.
So other churches have inspiration as well. Kind of going along with what he says, the authority thing. I think that's what you're going with. What else? Yes, you.
So, like Mormons said that truth, like all things that are good come from God.
Yes.
And are true. So
Yes.
Truth can be found everywhere.
Yes, it can.
I don't like to say the church is true because the church is an organization.
Good.
It's made up of people, and so it's as true as the people in it.
Okay.
The gospel that our church espouses is the true and whole gospel of Jesus Christ. And other churches have portions and pieces of that gospel, might not have it in its fullness. They have personal revelation, but maybe not global revelation, and so there's distinctions to be made in that statement.
What's your name?
Marcus.
Marcus, just hit the nail on the head. Beautiful. I love that, Marcus. Really good. Marcus, you're my reader for today. Can you read this as fast as humanly possible? Yeah. The gospel. What is the difference between the gospel of Jesus Christ and the church of Jesus Christ? We're about to talk about that. Go ahead.
The gospel of Jesus Christ is a divine and perfect plan. It is composed of eternal, unchanging principles, laws, and ordinances which are universally applicable to every individual regardless of time, place, or circumstance. Gospel principles never change. The guy in the back, he says, truth is defined as things as they were, as they are, and as they are to come. Right? Shaking your head, yes? Marcus kind of confirmed that up here. That's the gospel. Right? What about the church? The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is the kingdom of God on earth, administered by the priesthood of God. The church's authority to teach correctly the principles and doctrines of the gospel and to administer its essential ordinances. The gospel is the divine plan for personal, individual salvation and exaltation. The church is divinely commissioned to provide the means and resources that implement this plan in each individual's life.
Marcus, Reader's Digest version, what's the difference between the church and the gospel?
The gospel is what saves us through Jesus Christ. The church is set up to support the gospel.
The gospel doesn't change. Okay? The gospel doesn't change. The church is also true, but there's plans, procedures, and inspiration that happens within the church to lead us to have gospel ordinances to continue to get back to heaven. So when we say things like, I know the church is true, let's be a little bit more, let's not just like do things because other people do that on stage and we just repeat things, regurgitate it. I challenge you to give a testimony of what you actually believe. and not just what people say? What do you actually know is true? What do you actually believe? The reason I bring this up is because I was talking to a friend the other day, and he's left the church. And I have a lot of friends who have left the church. And one of the biggest reasons people leave the church is they identify something that has changed, right? And they say, how can the gospel be true if these things are changed, right? We have 2-hour church. Is the gospel now not true because we have 2-hour church? No, right? That's ridiculous. But there are things in this world where we look at that and we say, okay, can we identify that as a gospel truth? Because that doesn't change. Or do we identify that as a plan, procedure, or something that implements to help us get to gospel truths? Because that can change. And that changes with the leadership and the inspiration from Heavenly Father throughout all generations of time. That's my spiritual plug. I'm not going to say amen because I'm keep on talking. Let's just go on. Okay, if you need to reach me after this class, if you want to ask me questions, the best way to get a hold of me is through Marco Polo. You guys have Marco Polo? Say aye. Aye. Cool. Yeah, it's this chat app, video app. I just do it when I'm driving. So whenever I'm driving, I throw this on and I'll do this. You can text me as well, but I prefer Marco Polo, okay? If you want to have lunch afterwards, if you want to talk about something, and you have a business idea. Who has a business idea? Say aye. Aye. Sweet. Okay, cool. Take my class. But if you guys want to talk to us about something beforehand, this would be a good time. Hit me up.
Class right now?
It's 3:30 to 6, right underneath this room in 210. You're welcome to come in anytime you want. You guys can come in. If you're graduating, you can't take it next semester. If you want to come in and audit it, just come to class. Mondays, 3:30 to 6. Okay? If you guys want to come and just audit that. Okay, let's get started. So I have 3 topics. Okay, so I want you guys' input because I have way too much information to get through in one day. But I want to know what you guys are most interested in. I could talk about any of these for like 6 hours. But I want to hear this. So you only get to choose one. Okay? Not all level of importance. Everybody speak with a normal voice. No like, nothing like screaming. Just normal voice. I'm going to tell you what all 3 are. Part 1, we're going to talk about picking the right business because you're married to that business once you pick it, right? So we'll go through identify quantifiable ways to pick the right business. Part 2, website optimization strategies and tactics. Part 3, pricing strategies and tactics. You guys have these things. It's a good encompassing start to get your business off the ground and making money. So you get to choose one. If you want me to talk about part 1, say aye. Aye. Part 2. Aye. It's a little less. Part 3. Part 1 wins. We're going to go through as much as we can during this class, but we'll start with part 1. Let's do it. Okay. Finding the right business. There's eternity here, right? You're with this thing. You are married to a business once you start it, so you might as well spend as much time as possible getting the right business and choosing the right one. Because just like in marriage, the business that you choose affects how profitable you are by a lot. And the same amount of time that you can put into a dumb business, you could put into a really good business and make a lot more money. So let's just pick good businesses off the start. How's that sound? Right? Okay, let's get started. So I have principles, and I've codified these, and we talk about these a lot in the class, but I've codified these, and if you follow these principles, you will be much more successful in picking the right business. Rule number 1, if you can't be in the top 3, don't play the game. This guy shouldn't be playing the game. Completely missed the ball. If you can't be in the top 3, don't play the game. Okay? I talk about 2 things on this. One is with products. So the actual quality of the product. So if you buy something, if you're looking at something, no one's dumb, right? Everyone looks online, they look at reviews, they check out 10 sites, they go to different competitors, and they can read. So it's very easy to determine if one product is better than another one. No one just buys a product just because it's the first one they see. So if you have a product that's kind of good, but you can't be in the top 3, don't play the game. Okay? Number 2 is you need to be in the top 3 for the marketing channel that you choose. Marcus, what do I mean by marketing channels? Okay, give me an example. Snapchat? Never sold on Snapchat. Door to door? What else? What are some other channels? Department stores. Oh gosh. Facebook. Google. Amazon. Ads. Google ads. Facebook ads. Yes, great. Etsy. It's a good channel. Never sold on there. I'm not creative enough, but it's a good channel. Okay. Who has a business? Say aye. Aye. What's your business? One in a nutshell. What are you selling?
Essentially, I'm trying to put it in a nutshell, this is good. As far as healthcare, patient information in one site.
Patient information, one site. Are you in the top 3 right now?
No.
Do you believe that you can never be in the top 3?
I think it could be with more research and understanding more.
That's a hard one. Who else has a business? Say aye.
Aye.
What do you got?
Snapchat recruiting for those companies.
Are you in the top 3?
I mean, I don't know anyone else doing it, so.
I like this business idea. Yeah, I like this business idea a lot. Who else? Who else has a business? Say aye. Come on. Say aye. Say aye. Marcus, what do you got? Who else? Yes, what do you got?
Google ads for just basic trending products that are trending on social media. I just adapt to whatever products are selling the most.
All right, so you're doing an ad agency.
Not an ad agency, dropshipping.
Okay. You're drop shipping for these companies?
No, I'm taking generic products and buying them and selling them.
Are you an affiliate? You're taking generic products and you're selling it for other companies?
Yeah, I have my own Shopify store set up and just run Google ads.
Okay, you're an affiliate.
Okay, affiliate.
That's what that is. I like that. Are you making money on it?
Yeah.
Sweet. This guy's a good guy to talk to as well.
Not in the top 3, I wouldn't say.
But you are, because you're doing Google ads.
Yeah, but I mean, there's people that are selling the same thing, better prices sometimes. I'm always adjusting, but I wouldn't say I'm in the top 3.
When you're on Google, do you appear in the top 3?
I mean, we have like 4,000 products, and probably 20 of them do appear in the top 3.
Okay, those 20 products are like your sweet spot, aren't they? Yeah. See, Google, the way they rank it now is on mobile devices, the top 2 are ads, and the top 3 on display, on Google regular desktop are ads. They've just started switching that up, by the way, so sometimes they appear in the middle, so it's kind of sneaky. You have to see if there's an ad on there or not. But you're in the top 3 because you're playing on PPC, and that's why I like PPC. Anyone do SEO? Anyone know what SEO is? Say aye. Aye. Okay, SEO is like ranking on Google. I hate that stuff. It takes forever, right? I want to know tomorrow if this is going to work or not. He's got 4,000 products. He could import this from a database of drop shipping supplies, run Google ads for it through Google Shopping. Is that what you do? And it's all set up and automated, and he just starts making money. And he just turns off the stuff that doesn't make money. He adds the negative keywords. I mean, you got the business figured out. He could set that up within a week, realistically. Let's be serious. A week, if he really applied himself. And he could start making money within 2 weeks. This is what I did. So the business I'm going to talk to you about today, I set it up within 2 weeks. I spent 2 hours figuring out the first product, how to put it on a Shopify site. It's called Salon Wax Supplies is the business. And I basically went on there and I found a distribution company. So I found a company that I could buy from. And I said, hey, can I buy from you? Yes. 55% is my margin. Great. So I have 45% to work with, right? And then I took all their products and I gave it to a secretary I have. And I said, and she's in high school, by the way. I pay her like minimum wage. And I said, hey, go put these onto my website and organize them by like the different wax types. That took me 3 hours to write that up. A week later, she had it done. 3 days later, I had the Google ads online. And a month later, I had $5,000 in sales. Like that. It's that easy. It really is that easy. Now, that business makes me about $20,000 in revenue a month. It makes about $4,000 profit a month right now. I work a collective 4 hours a month on it. It's completely passive and automated. And it's something anyone can do. Anyone can do this. So, if you can't play in the top 3, don't play the game. Okay, this story, I have a story for you guys. I was living in Thailand and I heard 2 different people at different times, 6 months apart, and they said, I always ask the question, what's your favorite place to travel? Anyone been to Thailand? Where'd you go? Phuket, I hate Phuket. Oh my gosh, the worst place possible. Anyone here has been anywhere else in Thailand? Where'd you go?
I lived in Bangkok.
Oh, right on, what?
A community called County by ISB, the international school.
I lived by Chitlum,
Okay.
right in that area. Yeah. Okay, cool. So anyways, with this, I heard 2 different people. I said, what's your favorite place you traveled? Both of them at the same time said, I saw this volcano in Indonesia. And they're French. They're like, I saw this volcano. It was so beautiful. I started crying. And it was like so beautiful to them. Well, yeah, that's pretty cool. I want to see this. I thought like the pilgrims of old. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go travel to, like they are to Jerusalem, you know, like riding horseback. Which way is Jerusalem? And some like farmers like, over yonder, continue. And then it keeps on going. And so that was like my idea. That's what I wanted to do. So I bought a one-way ticket to Indonesia. I didn't know what the volcano looked like. I didn't know where it was. I just said I'm going to do this. And somehow I convinced like 5 other guys, 2 of them on a flight and 2 of them on like an elephant ride the day before, to come with me. And so 6 of us are traveling to Indonesia. We find this volcano, and the hour-long ride up to the top was like full, and there was no other buses going until the next day. And so I said to them, I was like, can I buy a ticket? We were desperate, right? I mean, we had to get up this thing. They said no. So I got so mad. I climbed on top of the roof, and I sat there Indian style, and I just said, I'm going up. Like, I'll pay you the ticket, but I'm going up. And he's like, no, get down from the road. What about the police? Get down. And I'm like, there's no police. We're in Indonesia, right? Like, let's be honest. And so he let us go. And so all 6 of us were like literally for dear life holding on, just trying to go up this like mountain to the top of the volcano. We get up there. It was amazing. I didn't start crying like the French guys, but it was amazing. I get down and I get invited to a party. And this party, this guy had more money than I'd ever seen in my life. I mean, this house was on the water, 20-foot drapes, silk, and he had more servants than people at this party. So I'm like, who is this guy, And so I walk in, and wherever he went, I just followed him until finally I could just sit down right beside him. And I asked him the question, how do you make it in the world? What is the secret to being like you? And he says to me, he's Indian, he goes, there are 2 ways to make it. You sell to the rich or you sell to the poor in quantity, and trust me, it is much easier selling to the rich. And I said to myself, holy cow, I got to figure out how to sell to the rich. So I went home and I got on eBay and I started looking for expensive things, right? And so I found on eBay, you can actually search by items sold. So you can actually see the items sold. Why would you search by items sold? Anyone?
You know what's selling.
You know what's selling. You can validate something. Validation is not a test or a survey. Validation is money, right? So I found the items sold, I looked by highest price, and I found water blobs. And I just essentially started selling water blobs online until I became the world record holding water blob salesman. So that was that. But this holds true, okay? 90% of businesses fall in the middle. 90% of businesses don't follow this principle. Why is selling to the rich easier to selling to the poor in quantity? So what we're talking about here is high margin, right? So a margin of $750 for profit or more is selling to the rich. A margin of like a product, the sweet spot online, by the way, is $50 to $250, somewhere in that range, okay? So that's like the poor in quantity. It's not necessarily that people are poor, it's just the prices are low and they're low margin. Why is it easier to sell to the rich? Think about it.
Disposable income.
They'll have discretionary income. Yes. What else? Somebody said something. Yes.
They're less price sensitive.
They're less price sensitive. I think that's the same thing. What else? Yes. You who are scratching your face. What do you got?
Me?
Yep.
Probably know what they like.
You know what they like?
No, they probably know what they like more.
You think rich people are smarter than poor people?
They probably like more expensive stuff.
Rich people are not smarter than poor people. I know a lot of poor people are a lot smarter than me. Yes, yeah.
I don't want to say specifically there's not as much competition, but I would say poor in quantity, you get other people around the world like China, India selling those products because they're smaller, so I feel like there is kind of less competition or people who take those.
Okay, good. Yeah, when you're selling to the rich, there's probably more competition. Or less competition. Yes, you.
You don't have to make sales as frequently.
This is a big point. You don't have to make sales as frequently. I started this company and I was selling the water trampolines and I was selling the water blobs. Each sale I made $1,500 profit. That was like an entire month's worth of sales on the Worm website, okay? The Worm website I'm not getting rich off of, and I'm not selling to the rich, and I'm not selling the poor in quantity. I'm stuck in the middle, like most businesses are. So then I learned something. I said, okay, it took me literally just as much time to start this company, the blobs, as it did the Worm company, and I make way more money on that, okay? This is the dilemma that each of you will face. It's easy to start a food truck. But a food truck is not going to compete with McDonald's. You're not going to be in the top 3. You're not going to be in the scale that you need to make this work unless you have 100 of those. Don't start a food truck. I know you love fashion. Sam's got a Vans shirt on. He seems like the fashion king right now. I know you love fashion, but you're not Zara, okay? You're not H&M. You're never going to be H&M. I'm sorry. If that hurts your feelings, I've got tissues up here. We'll talk after class. It's okay. Okay, there's tons of ways to make money, but clothing is not one of them, in my opinion, my humble opinion, okay? Find something that is easy to make money with. There's a lot easier ways to do it. So just find products. What's your name?
Mason.
Like Mason. So easy to find products online to make money. I got a friend, he's doing flagpoles. He's selling flagpoles. He makes $200,000 profit a year. The company's almost completely automated. I got another friend who's wearing Nikes, say I. Anyone have Nike tennis shoes? Okay, come show your tennis shoes. Come here, come here. Come up, come up. Look at these tennis shoes. Look at these. Okay, all right, you're gonna have to Yep. Can we see these? Look at these. You guys see these up here? So he's selling what's called glitter kicks. You can look up the website. He put glitter on the Nike symbol and started selling these things on Etsy. And it got so popular, he built a website selling Nike glitter kicks online. Huh?
I could have taken my shoe.
No, this is way more fun. He just sold the company for $2.5 million. Let me sit down now. Doing Nike glitter kicks. Okay? There's way easier ways to make money. If you are going to play in the fashion industry, make sure you're in the top 3. Got another guy down in Phoenix. He sells socks for missionaries. You look like a missionary with a suit. Are you going to NTC Temple today? You just dress like that? Awesome. I love it. He just sells socks to missionaries, and he gets like these cool missionary socks, and he sends them out every month or 2 months, and the missionaries think it's cool, the moms think it's cool. He's doing $1 million in revenue a year right now, but he's in the top 3, right? Nobody else is doing this. Don't get into businesses where you can't play in the top 3. Most businesses fall in that. How many of you, after hearing this, think they have a business that is kind of in that middle area? Say aye. Okay, we're going to find something else, okay? And that might be okay in the beginning when you're trying to pivot, right? You don't have any money. When you don't have any money, you might build a warm website, okay? Because it's easy to play in that way. You might have a food truck. But don't get caught there, okay? Make sure that's just a stepping stone to get to what you really want to do and make a lot of money. Because it's just as easy to make money as it is to make no money. And it's just as much work, okay? So just pick a business, like a marriage, right? I don't know where the slide is. Yeah, there it goes. You guys saw it. Flashed up there. Now it's gone. That's like that. Okay. How are we doing on time, Sam?
20 more minutes.
20 more minutes. How are you guys doing? Good? I'm about to share something really complex with you. If you learn this, if you learn what I'm going to teach you now, you can look at any product online and determine if you will be profitable. If you want to hear that, say aye. Aye. Okay. What I'm going to require from you, though, is to take notes. This guy's coming up closer to the front, right? You want to see this, right? He's got the flower shirt on. He's the fashion guy. Good. This, guys, this is not easy, okay? It actually is pretty easy. But if this is brand new to you, this could be hard. So I want you guys to focus. Focus with me for just 10 minutes, okay? This is difficult. We got this? Who's an accounting major? Say aye. Any accounting majors? You are? What's your name? Jake, come to the front. You're going to help me with the math. I always had accounting majors as my project guys at BYU because they need like a 399 4.5 to get into the accounting program. And so I knew they were always going to do well. Okay, buddy, you can just sit right here. I'm going to call on you a bunch. This is no one else does it. This is me. This is my technique. Patent pending. Not really. It works, okay? It works really well. And you can determine if a product is going to be profitable or not. The name's Bond, James Bond. I date emotionally unavailable women and prepare for top secret digital ad businesses using Professor Dallas's spy techniques. Here we go. These are the things you need to know for the top secret arsenal. Google Keyword Tool. You'll find this in the Google Keyword Planner, right? You can Google these things. You can find these things. You need a Google Ads account to have this. Marcus has one, right? Mason, you have one, right?
Yes.
All right, so if you don't know, come talk to Mason. He'll help you see, and you guys can work on these things together. So under the Keyword Planner, you can tell a couple of things. You can tell search volume, which will tell you if you're selling to the poor in quantity, or 80% of businesses, 90% stuck in the middle, or if you're selling to the rich, right? So you can tell search volume, and you can tell cost per click. My accounting guy, what's your name?
Jake.
Jake, do you know what cost per click is? Mason, what's cost per click?
How much do you get charged when someone clicks on your ad?
When somebody clicks on your ad, how much do you pay Google? Okay, that's your CPC, cost per click. It's the cost associated with each click to your website. That's CPC. Google Keyword Planner tells you those two things, okay? The second thing we need, I'm going to have Jake's help with this, contribution margin. What do we got, Jake?
How much you pay per earning, basically, right?
How much you pay per earning? Does that make sense? Am I lost here?
How much profit you get for how much you're paying.
What? How much profit you get for how much you're paying. That's called your return on ad spend, okay? Anyone else can help us with contribution margin?
So it's basically whatever you get in revenue that's going towards your fixed costs.
Yes. Did you Google that? Oh, beautiful. My second. Here's the viewer. Jake, what's your name?
Sam.
Jake and Sam, you guys want to work together on this. This will be good. Okay, contribution margin is basically your profit that's left over if you had no fixed cost, okay? So if you're looking at a single product, it's your profit, basically, if there were no fixed cost. We good with this? We good? Aye? Aye, okay, I'm losing you guys. All right, contribution margin. You need to know this. I'm going to define this differently. I'm going to say the contribution margin is your price, kind of like Jake was saying, your price minus your shipping costs, minus your cost of goods sold, and anything else related to those things except for marketing. Okay? So if you had no marketing costs, so your contribution margin is your profit and your marketing. We good with this? Just kind of nod, tell me you're still here. Good. Okay, contribution margin. AOV. Mason?
Average order value.
Love it. What is it?
It's the average, all the orders you get, the average amount that the customer pay.
So my salon wax supplies website, I sell a product that's $10.50. The sweet spot is $50 to $2.50. So one product doesn't make me any money, but I'm selling to salons that buy a lot of products. And I make about $110 cart size. So the shopping cart is $110. That's what AOV is, average order value of the shopping cart. Okay? Good job, Mason. Okay, and the last thing we need is a conversion rate assumption. Okay? Conversion rate assumption. So anyone here can define conversion rate for me? Mason.
How many people end up going through your website buying something?
Okay, so Sam, did you raise your hand?
No.
Did somebody over here? Okay, if I had a 2% conversion rate, how many people are buying out of every 100? Two. Does that make sense? Say aye.
Aye.
Good. Okay, we're good. So 2% is 2 out of every 100. How many clicks? What was your name again? Marcus? Marcus, how many clicks would it take to get one conversion at a 2% conversion rate?
How many clicks would it take to get one?
Conversion.
2%.
Yeah.
50.
How did you get that number?
I took 2% of, well, 1 is 2% of 50.
Okay, 1 is 2% of 50. Okay, Jake, if my cost was $2 a click, at that rate, how much is that going to cost me to get one sale? $100. We all good here? This math ain't hard, right? This ain't hard. From the South, I can say ain't. Here we go. If your contribution margin, marketing plus profit, is greater than your marketing cost, you got money. You got green. You're in the green. You're feeling good, okay? You can do this with any product online. I don't know why this is so revolutionary for people, but nobody's doing this. Guys, you literally can look at anything and make money off of this, okay? Then you just build a website, put up some PPC ads, and go see if it makes money. Spend $500, and if it actually works, go get the product and start selling it. You guys now have the skills to make money online. If you think this is cool, say aye. Aye. Nice, nice. Good. So here we go. So when do we use, by the way, so all conversions online, not all, but most of them, come with a 1% to a 3% conversion rate. So Marcus, at 3% conversion rate, I have 100 clicks. How many products am I selling? Yeah, it's too easy. He's got to think about it more. He's is he trying to trick me? At 1%, how many am I selling? Okay, now think about this, Marcus. If I've got a ton of competitors for that product, am I having a lower or a higher conversion rate? Lower. You're not sure.
With a ton of competitors.
But you looked at me I think I'm right, I don't know. It's still too easy. Lower, okay? If I'm selling something that has a high price point, Jake, if it has a high price point, do I have a higher or a lower conversion rate? He doesn't like this.
They have to compare more to,
Yeah, they have to. Okay, so here's the actual answer. This is a trick question. You guys are all wrong. Not him. It doesn't depend on the price. Okay, what does it depend on?
Sorry, one more time.
If it's a higher price, you're saying they have to compare what? What are we comparing?
They have to compare different options.
Right, so if it's a higher price according to other items, does it have a lower or higher conversion rate?
I would say lower.
Lower. So if you have to price it higher than your competitors, you're going to have a lower conversion rate. That makes sense, right? So based on the competition, the relative price, you can look at this. What if your product, we'll go through again, what if your product is super awesome, like a Fat Boys blog, and we're going to have a higher or lower conversion rate?
Higher.
4.6%, baby. That's right. 4.6% takes me $68 to get a lead. High conversion rate. It's because my product is the highest priced one out there, but it's awesome. And it's way better than everything else on the market.
So you get these numbers on Google Ads?
No, sir. You have to come up with this assumption yourself. It's an assumption. Okay? If you're good at what you do, you will have a higher conversion rate. If your pages are optimized, you will have a higher conversion rate. Okay? These numbers matter. Let's go through a problem. Okay? This is the formula for everybody else besides Marcus. Please write this down. Okay? Marcus should write this down too. This is the formula. Okay? We good with this? So the cost associated with the marketing is equal to 100, okay, divided by the conversion rate, because that's how we get the number of clicks. So when he was like, I was like, hey, a 2% conversion rate is 2 sales per 100, right? So it would take 50 clicks to get 50 clicks to get 1 sale. So 100 divided by 2 gives you 50. That's the number of clicks. You multiply the clicks by the cost per click, and you're left with cost. Okay? Simple formula. Basic math. Everyone here, be what you can do this. If you can get the cost of this, then you can know if your contribution margin is high enough to make this work. You just got to figure out how much it costs to sell it, right? And then you can see your price disparity between price and the cost. Any questions on that? You guys want to try a problem?
Yes.
Yeah, let's try a problem. By the way, I had some definitions at the bottom. Conversion rate is the total conversions divided by the total views on the site. Mason said that. Cost per click is the cost associated with each click on your ad. Okay. James Bond, I love this picture. He's such a cool guy. He uses motorcycle helmets. They sell for about $250 online. Guys, you can assume a better conversion rate on shopping ads than you can on like regular ads. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because Google knows that when people are trying to buy something, their intention to buy is better when they click on shopping ads more often. They appear at the top when you search something.
Yeah.
Pictures. And
There's more pictures. They're at the top. Guys, people who buy stuff are usually price sensitive. That's the thing. So they see a cool picture, they see a price, and then they click on that ad. They already got the biggest qualifications out of the way, right? So shopping ads are really good. They're the ads that appear at the top. If you type motorcycle helmets in, you'll see them. They're the shopping ads that have the actual motorcycle helmets. Those are sponsored ads, by the way. $250 for a helmet. The cost per click is $1.35. Start working this out, by the way, guys. Your contribution margin is 40%. Okay? 40%. What do we do for a conversion rate assumption? Is there a lot of competition or little? There's a lot. Yeah? All right. Let's say we have a super sick product. Do we want a higher conversion rate or lower?
Higher.
All right, so you've got, what's your name?
Caleb.
Caleb, what do you think? 1, 2, or 3%?
I'm going to go with 2.
I'd go with 2 as well. Because I'm awesome at ads. I can build a simple Shopify site. I got the Google shopping ads, which I think are higher conversion ads than other ads. So I'm going to do 2%. You good with that?
Yeah.
What's the answer? Guy in the blue shirt, what was your name again? Sam. You're Sam.
Yeah.
Cool. I didn't ask your name yet. Okay. Sam, walk me through this. So $250, what's the next step? Where do we go from here?
Okay, so cost is equal to the conversion rate, which is 2%.
Good.
Multiplied by the cost per click, 135.
Okay, wait. So 100.
100 divided by this. I should have said that.
Okay, so that gives you what?
100 divided by 0.02 times.
No, not 0.02. Just not the conversion rate. It's the actual 2%.
Oh, it's 2%. Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 times, so 170, 270. 100 divided by 270.
100 divided by 2. Who's got this? 100 divided by 270. Where are you getting 270?
Conversion rate's 2. Because the CPC is 135, isn't it?
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're multiplying that out. Let's just do this part first.
Sorry.
Okay? 50. We're good with 50?
Yeah.
What does that tell you? 50 is, what does that actually tell you there?
That you need 50 clicks to get a sale.
Exactly. Then what do you do?
Multiply it by the cost per click.
Multiply that by the cost per click, which is, he said 270.
That's 135.
135, sorry.
270.
$1.35. Okay? So you multiply 50 times $1.35, what's the answer?
67.5.
So if it costs 67.5, that's your, hang on, I think it's in, hold on.
17.
Okay, so that's your marketing cost, $67.5. That's your average marketing cost, plus or minus 20%, okay? How do I get my contribution margin? What's that dollar amount?
The cost of the motorcycle helmet minus the price.
The-
Sorry, price minus the cost.
Good. Who said that? Marcus. What do we get? $100. Can we make money off this product? Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. I like it. You guys good with that? If you have other questions, talk to Mason. Mason's got this. He's been doing this for a long time. If you have other questions, talk to Mason. If you guys want my slides, there's more up here to see. You guys can come get those slides. We'll get them posted or whatever. Okay, we don't have a lot of time left. Should we go to part 2 or part 3?
Part two.
If you want part 2, say aye.
Aye.
If you want part 3, say aye.
All right.
Part 2 it is. Guys, there's 2 types of websites I'm going to recommend to you. Lead gen sites and e-commerce stores. Okay, e-commerce stores, I want you guys to use Shopify. The reason I like Shopify is because it integrates really well with Google Ads. What do you use?
Google Ads.
What?
Shopify.
You use Shopify. Squarespace I use for lead gen. Most of the time you put into building a website should be spent on pictures. Don't let anybody fool you. Make sure the pictures are low res. Go ahead and reduce the size of them. But most of your time that you do on a website should be spent on pictures. Okay? We're going to talk about landing page creation key points. Number 1, and this is the biggest thing people miss, is they don't sell benefits. Okay? They sell. I love this idea. Nobody buys a 2-inch drill bit. Okay? What do they actually buy? Not the warranty. Nobody buys a warranty. What? The hole. Sam says the hole. You buy a hole. Nobody's like, I want to buy a 2-inch drill bit and put it on my dresser. They want to use a 2-inch drill bit to build a hole. Right? Is that right? Good. So that's the benefit versus features. The feature are the actual physical things about a product. Everyone obsesses about these. Don't obsess about that. The benefits are what you think about. Okay? The benefits are what the features do. Okay? So when you build a website, when you build a landing page, focus on the benefits and not the features. This kid's jumping on a trampoline. What's the size of this trampoline? What's your name? Yep. Yep, you.
Alex.
How big is that trampoline?
Like 10 feet.
Okay, is that a feature or benefit?
Benefit.
No, that's not a. It's physical. It's a feature. This is a feature. It's 10 feet long. Right? Are you with me? What's the actual benefit?
Breaking your bones. Allowing your kids to break their bones.
It's big, it's fun.
Speaking
The
of.
kid can jump on it. They can have their friends jump on it.
You're not going to hear your kids because they're outside playing, right? It's going to be nice. Yeah, he's going to jump on it. Sometimes it's good to compare really big numbers to really small numbers. What's the specific benefit of this trampoline? Anyone know? Or what's the specific feature of this trampoline? What's different about this one from others? It's in the ground. It's in the ground. What is the benefit of it being in the ground? It's safer, right? So there's a specific benefit. It's safer. Now the way I would market this, only $300. It's 95% off the price of a broken bone. And that compares that trampoline to others as extreme anchors, right, with price points. Okay? I love this ad. This is my favorite ad I've ever seen. Okay? It is a benefit-driven ad. This is Avis down here, and we're at a high school reunion, class of 2001. Does anyone get this? What do you got?
Cars.
Huh?
Rental cars.
Rental cars. Why is that funny?
Because you want to look good when you show up to your old high school reunion.
They never said in this entire ad, hey, we sell cars or we rent cars. They never said, hey, we actually do rental cars of luxury vehicles. They're just selling the benefit, okay? Whenever you sell something online, sell benefits. Mason, you agree?
I agree.
Thank you. Okay, this is the Fat Boys blob. Okay, that's what that looks like. Okay, what are some objections to buying this blob? Anyone have one? Yes? You need a big lake. Okay, that's an objection. What else?
Injuries.
Injuries. Big objection is injuries. Okay, what else? Storage. That's another one. What else? Price. Another one. Those are objections, okay? So I want you guys, when you build websites, to list out all the objections that you will have, okay? And overcome those objections for your customer on the page. That's how you build a website, okay? Overcome the objection for your customers on the page. We're out of time, but I feel like we could keep going. You guys good to go on a little bit longer? 5 minutes maybe? Good? She says good in the back. Okay, good. So overcome the objections. If you gotta go, you gotta go. Grab some pizza on the way out. He's heard about the benefits thing still. He's gotta get out of here. The number one thing to test is A/B testing offers, okay? You A/B test offers. Okay, if you guys gotta go, you gotta go. It's fine. I'm gonna keep going for about 5-7 minutes. You good with that? Okay, we cool? Guys, a lot of people think, hey, change the colors, change the title, change the product image and everything. No, the thing that matters more than anything else in testing online is changing the offer itself. Buy 2, get 1 free, get 33% off, those kind of things, okay? That's how you test the offer, okay? Sorry guys, I know I'm going over, but I feel like this is valuable. I'm on a roll, I'm feeling good, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, I want you guys to be like Team Money here. He's got a private jet, he's eating off of his bags of cash, looking pensively out the window for whatever it is. That's how I want you guys to be. I'm gonna teach you how to do pricing strategies real quick. We'll go fast. Whenever you say free, people think it's too good to be true. Okay, so write this verbiage down. You want to say free a lot of times. Guys, free is the best thing you can give away online. It lowers the barrier to entry, and then you upsell them later on. Whenever you can build a product that is free and then upsold later on, you can make a lot of money. I have waxing salons, okay? I give away a free bikini wax. Anyone know the difference between a bikini and a Brazilian wax? Say aye. It's all women. I had no idea what this was when I started this salon. I had no idea. But there's a difference. Nobody wants a basic bikini, okay? They want a Brazilian. It's like 2 inches around the bikini line versus the full bikini, front and back. Sorry, this is BYU approved. That's as far as we're going. Nobody wants a basic bikini wax. They want the full Brazilian. And so what happens is I have this ad that goes on Facebook, and it says, free bikini wax. And they come to a landing page, and the landing page says, hey, get your free bikini wax. Name, phone, email. A receptionist will reach out within the hour. Auto program sends to my reception desk. We reach out automatically, and we say, well, thank you. Let's book your appointment. We book the appointment, and right after we book it, we say, okay, the basic bikini is free, but that only includes 2 inches around the bikini line. If you'd like the full Brazilian, $17 upsell. Everybody upsells. Every single person upsells. I would not have even near those results if I decided to do just a $17 Brazilian. I wouldn't have even near those results. Okay? Free works online, especially on Facebook. This is the thing you want to use. It's free, so you pay nothing, no strings attached, no hidden charges, absolutely no cost to you whatsoever. Say it a bunch of times. Good? Upsells and cross-sells. Marcus, do you do upsells?
Mason, yeah.
Mason.
Yeah, upsells. I do a lot of-
Guys, whenever you have a site, if you're not doing upsells, you're missing out on 20 to 30% of your profit. Or more. Yeah, like actually when I started the salon site, all my profits came from upsells. The wax that I sell online, all of it came from upsells. You with me on that? It's free. You add one more thing to your cart. It doesn't cost you any more to put one more thing in. It's not more shipping charges, so that's all profit right there. Upsells, you have to do them. There's an app called Bold Commerce for Shopify. Is that the one you use?
We just switched actually recently, but there's one called Sweet Upsell.
Sweet Upsell is another one, yep. Look for different things to upsell. Here's some things that are not as well known. You can find them on the website. I'm not going to go through that. We talked about Spotify, freemium, get happy. This is another good technique, guys. Let's say you're giving away a product like diet pills, okay? And if they get 1 bottle, they can get 2 bottles, and get 3 bottles. They don't need 3 bottles right now, but it doesn't cost them much more to keep it in their house. So you sell 1 bottle, you give them away a free ebook, okay? It's like this book about dieting. You sell 2 bottles, you get the free ebook, and you get an energy bar worth like $3, okay? But you buy 3 bottles, you get the free ebook, you get the energy bar, and then you get a 20-minute consultation with a personal trainer worth $100. Okay? So the way you do it is, I got product A, 2 quantities, it's like so-so, but if I get this next level up, which is a marginal increase, I get way more free stuff. Okay? That's how you do that. And you can sell so many more 3 bottles. Your orders will go up. You'll triple your price on each order. Okay? Dr. Lidon, I know I'm over. We're on a roll. I'm going to go like 3 more minutes. Is that cool? 3 or 4 minutes. These guys left that had to leave. Everybody else wanted to stay.
Cool.
Good. Okay, oh my gosh, $1 menu. Okay, think about this. This is McDonald's here. Doesn't it make any sense that a hamburger is $1.50 and a drink is $1.99? It costs them 10 cents for a drink. They're making almost nothing on this, right? So the idea here is that we attract people with something that they need to have, but when they get into the store, they remember that they need other things as well. And they buy that. So when you get your hamburger, you're like, crap, I'm thirsty. You don't think about the price of a drink when you go to McDonald's, right? You think about the hamburger cost. It's cheap. And so they'll sell you the other thing, right? So high price on things people don't consider. The second kind of related way we do that is with milk. Where's milk in Walmart, Sam?
I don't know. I stopped playing it.
Where's milk?
Milk is always on the back of every grocery store, as well as the bread usually.
The bread and the milk is always on the back. Why?
Because they have to walk through every aisle to get to the milk, and they'll always see something.
They'll always add more things. I go into Walmart for $2 milk, and I come out with $30 worth of stuff. It works. If you want to know what the most attractive, most price profit-producing items are, it's always in the back of the store. Okay? It's always in the back of the store. So think about that. $2 for milk, and then $9.99 for the other thing. Guys, I do this on my store. I sell wax. Wax is a very competitive price thing, but nobody thinks about the price of, let's say, the wax strips. So I sell the wax strips higher than I sell the other stuff. And they already got the wax, they're like, fine, I'll just buy it from this store as well. It doesn't matter to me if I'm paying $1 more. They don't even think about that, because they're not comparing the price of that, because they don't buy that as often. Okay? So you can upsell higher priced items that way. Okay? There's a debate. You can look at my slides later for the low to high. I'm getting some pictures of this. But basically, when did you go high, when to go low? It also depends on where you're doing, Facebook or Google Ads. Okay? That's it. I wish we could go into more depth, but that gives you kind of a summary. With this information, I think you guys are ready to basically build a store. You got a lot more tools in your arsenal now. If you need help with something, guys, I came to BYU. I was in this class. This class really influenced me a lot. I stood up one day and I was like, in class, I was like, hey, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me, and he told me the whole drop shipping thing, and I just said it back to him like, this is actually what you do, and you make all this money and you don't do anything? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, I have to do that. That seemed like the most amazing thing to me. This class had a huge influence on my life moving forward. I asked almost every speaker, I was like, hey, will you go to lunch with me? I just want to learn from you. I want to learn something. And only 2 people actually took me up on it. If you guys want to go to lunch, I'm here. I work in the department. If you guys need something, Marco Polo me. I'm here. I'll answer your questions. That's my email address. If not, thank you so much for coming to class.